So the next step in this project is to add the couch. So we're going to go File, Open, and then find the couch image. It's called sofa.psd. And then what you need to do is drag it. So just make sure you're on your Move tool. If you're not, press V, or you can go over and click on it. And then you just you click and drag the layer into the other image that you want. And then in this case, the book pointed out that the couch looks smaller in the other image, but it's just because we're zoomed in here at, well, at least when I opened the image, it was at 100%, whereas with my other image, I'm zoomed out at 50% of the image. So the couch should look 50% smaller. So then if I move it, let's see, you want to place the image, the couch, so that it looks believable in the space. If it's going off the screen, it's not a big deal. And I'm going to leave it right there. And then at this point in time, I want to show you guys how to name your layer so that it doesn't get confusing, because right now we already have 1, 2, 3 layers, and we're going to have some more. So it's really helpful to name them, and you can do so by double clicking on the current name. The default name is going to say layer, and whatever layer it is, layer 3, 4, whatever. I'm going to call it sofa, and then just hit enter when you're done typing. And the other layer I'm going to call carpet. It really doesn't matter what you name them, it's just so that you can find it easier. And you can also see a little picture, it's called a thumbnail. It's like a little preview of what's on that layer. And if you can see on the sofa, there's a sofa, but there's also a checkerboard pattern. And that just shows you that that part is transparent. Anytime you see the checkerboard showing through in Photoshop, that means that that area is transparent. So there's nothing really there. And again, I want to show you that if you click on the eyeball next to it, it's the layer visibility icon. So you can hide a layer or show it by clicking on that eyeball. And what else? Oh yes, regarding the image thumbnails, you actually have choices for the size that you can view it in. And if you click on this little triangle, it's the drop down menu for the layers panel. And these are all your options. Some of them are grayed out because they don't apply to the current layer. But down here it says panel options. It's like the third from the bottom. And you can choose how big you want your thumbnail to be. So right now it's at the smallest size. You can even choose none, which means there's going to be no pictures. You just have to rely on the name that you've named your layer. They don't recommend that. It's good to have a thumbnail, but you don't have to. If you have, I don't know, 50 to 100 layers, maybe you don't want the thumbnail because it's just going to be too much to scroll through. But in this case, we're not going to have that many layers. I think it's good to have at least one, but I want to show you the biggest one. For those people who really want to see what's on their layer, you can choose the biggest thumbnail setting, and it's pretty obvious. So that's an option. I'm going to go back. I like the small size, which is the default, by the way. And then you can also lock your layers. So for example, with the carpet, I do not want to move this because if I accidentally click, I'm on the wrong layer and I'm trying to move the sofa, but I'm actually on the carpet layer and I start moving it around, then I'm going to be in trouble because I can't go back in time enough. If I start going back in time to that point, I'm going to have to undo stuff that I want to do. So let's see, Control Option Shift. So I can lock the layer so I don't mess with it, and it's this little lock icon above all the layers. There's the different options here, and so I can lock it so I won't move it. There's also different types of locks. There's 3 different types of locks, and I'll get into that more later. It's also in your book. Let's see. So at this point, I can close my sofa image because I don't need it anymore. And